In this video, you are going to learn about the fascinating and often quirky German language, including its history, linguistic features, pronunciation, the types of German spoken in various German-speaking countries, and what it looks like to see an English guy attempt to pronounce insanely long German words. Hallo zusammen, wie geht's? Ich bin James und heute möchte ich über die deutsche Sprache sprechen. Yeah, full disclosure, I don't speak fluent German. I don't even speak intermediate German yet. Aber ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, weil ich habe es in der Schule gelernt. German is the official language in Germany, Austria and Liechtenstein, as well as one of the official languages of Switzerland, Luxembourg, Belgium and the South Tyrol region of northern Italy. Yep, German is spoken in Italy too. In fact, German is the most widely spoken native language in the European Union. German is a member of the West Germanic group of the Indo-European language family. Germanic languages evolved from Proto-Germanic, a language spoken around 500 BC, which many linguists claim to have originated in Scandinavia. Proto-Germanic gradually separated into distinct Western, Eastern and Northern dialects. The major event that led to the emergence of the German language, as we know it today, was the High Germanic sound shift, which affected certain West Germanic dialects. During this period, 9 consonants underwent significant changes, creating 2 distinct groups of German dialects. High German, that's Hochdeutsch, and Low German, that's Plattdeutsch. Now this is interesting because the terms high and low here refer to the geographic elevation of the areas, not social status. When the Romans showed up in the Rhine-Danube part of what is now Germany in 55 BC, things got pretty interesting for the Germanic tribes, and their language would never be the same again. During this time, Germanic tribes picked up lots of Latin words related to trade, conflict, and infrastructure. These are 3 things I associate most with the Romans, and yes, I think about the Roman Empire on a daily basis. But the linguistic influence wasn't huge. In fact, today, less than 6% of modern German comes directly from Latin. During the Middle High German period, which followed after the year 1100, Alemannic and Bavarian began to shape in the southernmost part of the German-speaking region. This led to a creation of standards across regions that could be understood by speakers of various German dialects. As the Middle Ages came to an end, efforts began to establish a standard German language to make communication among the autonomous regions easier. Just keep in mind here that modern Germany, as we know it today, didn't exist until the 19th century. Fast forward to today, and you'll find over 100 million native German speakers in Europe. To put that into perspective, that's almost 4 times the population of Texas or California, and more than twice the population of England. It's important to note that German is recognized as a pluricentric language. This means it has several standard variants. Remember I mentioned German spoken in Italy and Switzerland? The German spoken in these countries is very different from the German you'll hear in the north of Germany, for example. I'll break it down. Specifically, there is a standard form in Germany, another in Austria, and a third in Switzerland. These standard varieties share a lot of similarities and differ mainly in vocabulary. In the process of learning German pronunciation, it's important to understand some key differences and nuances when compared to English. Here are a few important distinctions and examples. German uses these 3 letters that are absent in English, the A, O and U, all of which have the umlaut, that's the 2 dots above these vowels. This signifies the presence of a hidden E following the vowel. In simpler terms, you can think of this as E, this as Ö, and so forth. To illustrate the sounds, it's similar to the E in melon, the O in schön, as pronounced with rounded lips, and the U resembles the U in dude. Then there are consonants with different pronunciations. The W sounds like a V, for example, water is pronounced as Wasser. The V sounds like an F, so bird is not Vogel, it's Vogel. The J is pronounced as a Y, so the word for boy is not Junge, it's Junge. And the Z is like a TS sound, so Zug is Zug. So wie viele Züge hat der Junge would mean how many trains does the boy have. One feature of the German language you may have noticed is the incredibly long words. There's a simple explanation for these. In German, nouns and their corresponding adjectives combine into one word. Just check these out. Geburtstagsgeschenk, that's birthday gift. Nahrungsmittelverträglichkeit. Wow, this is too much. I have to use this one in context. Mein Freund Mike hat eine Nahrungsmittelverträglichkeit. Er kann keine Kartoffeln essen. I don't think I pronounced that correctly. Wow, did I pronounce that correctly? Let me know in the comment below. These are challenging enough to decipher, not to mention German tongue twisters like zwischen zwei Schwestgebaumen, zwischen zwei Schwalben. Es sprach der Herr von Rubenstein, mein Hund, der ist nicht stubenrein. Es Grund zur Grun, wenn Spaniens Bluten bluen. What about German grammar? Yeah, German grammar is known for being pretty difficult, usually. But in what ways is it similar to English? Pronouns in both are not a million miles apart, and the German grammar structure of English can be seen when you look at personal pronouns in German. Plus, both English and German have regular and irregular verbs. The verbs to have, to be, and to become, for example, are irregular verbs in both English and German. And both English and German follow the subject, verb, object sentence structure, where the subject precedes the verb, followed by the object. For instance, I love you is ich liebe dich. It means you. Both English and German, in contrast to Romance languages, position adjectives before nouns. So while Spanish may say el gato hermoso, English and German express it as the pretty cat, die schöne Katze. But what about gender? Similar to many languages around the world, but unlike English, German is a language that uses grammatical gender. However, instead of just the feminine-masculine binary system of Spanish, let's say, German also has the concept of the neuter gender. Then when referring to plurals in German, we have the article die. But these articles can change according to their role in the sentence structure. That leads us to another aspect that proves challenging for learners of German, the case system. In German, both pronouns and nouns undergo changes in form based on their role within a sentence. So here is how a single noun, der Tisch, the table, changes in each of the 4 German cases. We have the nominative case, and in this case, der Tisch serves as the subject of the sentence. Der Tisch steht im Zimmer, the table is in the room. We have the accusative case, and in this case, den Tisch is used when the table is the direct object of the verb. Ich stelle den Tisch auf. We have the genitive case, where des Tisches is used to indicate possession or a relationship. Die Farbe des Tisches gefällt mir. And we have the dative case. Den Tisch indicates that something is done to or for the table. Ich lege die Blumen auf den Tisch. I'm putting flowers on the table. Then we have the head case. That's you or me or anyone else who attempts to take on German cases. So, as I mentioned, in German, verbs change their form in the present tense depending on the subject. Take the verb spielen, to play. Ich spiele ends in e for the first person. Then we have du spielst, sie, es spielt, spielt, wir spielen, sie spielen, sie spielen. Now, I could go on and on about German grammar, but there's only so much time I can keep your attention. But if you're serious about learning more about the aspects of German grammar and learning German in general, and overcoming the current hurdles you may be facing, then check out the German course below this video. You'll find the link that's going to provide you with free access pinned in the comments and below this video. So check it out and let me know how you get on. Now back to the video. Now, as you'll know by now, there are many different types of German. Bavarian German is spoken by approximately 12 million people across Bavaria, making it the most extensive of all German dialects. While Bavarian is often regarded as a dialect of German, there are sources that classify it as a distinct language. Just listen to this short clip of Bavarian German.
Grüß euch, servus, ich bin der Sebastian Stohn, ich bin 25 Jahre alt. Ich wohne in Rosenheim, das ist in der Nähe von München, beziehungsweise zwischen München und Rosenheim. Zwischen München und Salzburg.
See that pop-up? I have to say that word. Laus Bubengeschichten. How can you not love this language? Everything sounds so angry. I could be saying the most romantic thing and you'd think I was absolutely furious. Du bist schön und du riechst nach Rosen. Then we have Swiss German. Spoken in Switzerland, Swiss German, that's Schweizerdeutsch, comes with its own set of distinctive features that set it apart from standard German. Swiss German speakers, if I butchered your pronunciation, then please let me know in the comments below. Swiss German is known for its distinctive sounds that set it apart from standard German. But for the most part, the spelling of Swiss German follows the spelling in Germany and Austria. However, there is one distinct spelling feature. Swiss German does not use this symbol. In standard German, for example, the word for street is spelled as Straße, while in Switzerland it's written as Straße with 2 S's. Listen to this short clip of Swiss German.
Mein Name ist Desiree Dietlin, ich komme aus Basel-Land, aus Asch in der Schweiz. Und meine Muttersprache ist Schweizerdeutsch, wie ihr gehört, Baseldeutsch. Ein paar sagen, es ist schon mehr Baseldeutsch als Baselländerlisch.
Next up, we have Austrian German, also known as Österreichisches Deutsch. Again, how's my pronunciation? Probably not great. This is a variation of the German language spoken and written in Austria and in parts of South Tyrol. Austrian German holds the highest socio-linguistic prestige locally. You'll hear it in the media and formal settings. But when things get more casual, Austrians might switch to Bavarian or Alemannic dialects. Before 1918, the standard spoken language in Austria was something called Schönbrunner German. This was the language of the Habsburgs and the Austro-Hungarian aristocrats. It's like a fancy cousin of Standard German, with a hint of Viennese and other regional dialects. For speakers of Standard German, the central Austrian-Bavarian dialect is more understandable compared to the South Austrian, Bavarian, Tyrolean dialect. Austrians use words that are different from what you'd hear in most parts of Germany. For example, they say Jänner instead of Januar for January and Stiege for stairs. There are also significant differences in culinary terms between Austrian German and Standard German. For instance, in Austria, whipped cream is referred to as Schlagobers, while in Standard German it's Schlagsahne, and in English you'd say you Schlagsahne. No. Even when it comes to beverages, you won't order a Weißweinschorle in Austria. Instead, you'd ask for a Weiße Spritze, literally a white splash.
Do you fancy a spitzer?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, that's a Spritzer, not a Spitzer. Now let's listen to Austrian German.
Heute sind wir in Zell am See. Zell am See ist am Salzburger Land und Salzburg ist eines der 9 Bundesländer von Österreich.
And last but definitely not least, we have South Tyrolean German, also known as Tyrolese or Südtirolisch. How's my pronunciation there? Again, let me know in the comments below, be kind. This is a distinctive dialect spoken in the northern Italian province of South Tyrol. Here, Gruß Gott, that's pronounced Gruß Gott, is a common and popular greeting. Actually, I've heard this in Bavaria too. I guess it comes from the fact that these regions were deeply Catholic. I remember in Central America, I would often hear go with God in Spanish instead of the more traditional see you later. So I guess this is something very similar in German. If you know the origin of Gruß Gott, let me know. Now, this German has been somewhat influenced by Italian, as you might expect. For example, the Italian magari is the equivalent of vielleicht or etwa in Standard German, both meaning maybe. And here you'll hear the word Kondominium for Mehrfamilienhaus in Standard German, referring to a condominium or a condo. This word is clearly influenced by the Italian condominio. When talking about Locken in Standard German, in South Tyrol you'll hear Rutschellen, showing the influence of Itali's Riccioli. And finally, for official identification, instead of Personalausweis in Standard German, in South Tyrolean German you'll hear Identitätskarte, similar to the Italian term for Carta d'identità. Let's listen to a German speaker from this region.
Südtirol bietet an sehr viel. Vom kulturellen Essen, Trinken, von der Landschaft, von den Bergen, vom Schwimmen, also wirklich, kann in Südtirol alles haben. Und deswegen kommen halt alle irgendwann mal wieder nach Südtirol.
There you have it, a glimpse into the fascinating world of the German language. Of course, I could cover so much more, and I've left certain German dialects out. If there are any others that you think I should mention or that you speak, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Whether you're starting from scratch or aiming to reach a higher level of proficiency in German, I recommend SmarterGerman courses to improve your German or start from scratch. These are an awesome resource and can help you achieve your goals in German. Check out SmarterGerman via the link below, and that will give you free access. If you found this video helpful and informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It tells YouTube that I'm not boring you to death with my content, and please make sure to subscribe for more language learning related content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I guess all that's left to say is bis später.